It was an important step forward, allowing this convoy in, but I think it's been made very clear it's a drop in the ocean. Did any of that and those supplies come to you and your team?
No, those supplies went directly to a UN compound to be distributed mainly to hospitals and to the most urgent beneficiaries and people in need. Our organization and literally so many other international aid organizations are waiting for the opportunity to bring our own aid in through the Egyptian crossing. We have trucks being prepared now with medical supplies, food, water, clothing, and other basic necessities for literally hundreds of thousands of children who are waiting in either UN shelters, as internally displaced persons, or people in their own damaged or wrecked homes waiting for any type of support. Food's running out, water's running out, medication's running out. There's no electricity. There's no clean water. There's sewage in the streets. It's just a complete, absolute breakdown of all infrastructure, and the humanitarian crisis is only getting worse every single day.
Do you have any clarity on when you'll be able to bring in your own supplies, as you've mentioned? And are you responsible for ensuring that there's nothing else that gets in there? I guess one of the biggest concerns perhaps would be weaponry for Hamas soldiers. Are you responsible for ensuring what's actually in those trucks?
No, the Egyptian security, the Israeli security, the United Nations, whoever else is responsible and should be responsible to ensure that any aid coming in is strictly humanitarian. Our job is to just procure whatever supplies are needed based on what we know the conditions are on the ground. The whole world knows what the conditions are on the ground, and purchase that aid and get it in as quickly as possible. It's not just aid coming in, but let's remember also we have two doctors, American doctors, Dr. Barbara Zinn and Ramona Akamora, who've been stuck in Gaza, as well as many other internationals trying to get out since the closure began on October 7th. In addition to that, there's literally hundreds of critically injured children who are in need of medical care they cannot get locally. They need to be transferred out for urgent medical treatment as well. Hundreds of injured children in Gaza right now are waiting for transfer out for medical treatment. Many of them are going to die if they don't get that transfer out. So it's not just aid coming in, it's also the humanitarian opportunity for people to get out of Gaza.
Give us a sense of that, Steve. I do want to talk about your people and particularly your international workers that are there at the moment. But just so that my audience understand, your primary purpose before the war began was helping very sick children leave Gaza and come to the United States for treatment. Clearly, all that has stopped right now. Just give us a sense of some of the challenges that the children there are facing.
Well, the challenges that the children are facing are just to survive. We're talking hundreds of thousands of children just to get food, medication, clean water, which is no longer available for the most part in the Gaza Strip. These are all basic challenges that we take for granted. Our organization, before this round of fighting began, was the main organization in the world bringing in volunteer medical teams from all over the world and providing thousands of children in Gaza urgent, life-saving, and life-changing surgical care in local hospitals. We're also the main organization sending injured and sick children out for free medical care, many of them to the United States, and running a lot of other important humanitarian programs and projects on the ground in Gaza, and including building the first and only pediatric cancer department in Gaza, which, by the way, now has run out of chemotherapy drugs, and no longer the patients in that department are not getting the basic treatment for their diseases, for cancer, that they should be getting. And this is affecting dozens and dozens of children with cancer in the Gaza Strip, as well as I mentioned before, literally hundreds and hundreds of injured children waiting for transfer out of Gaza for medical care.
Wow. So you have children at this moment that have run out of chemotherapy drugs, and there is literally nothing you can do until those supplies come in. Steve, talk to me about...
They're not just running out of cancer drugs. Sorry, they're also running out of
please.
food. We've been having a hard time getting food to our cancer department in northern Gaza City. It's full of the whole entire hospital is full of refugees who are seeking shelter there, hoping that it doesn't get bombed like the Al Ahli hospital was. But in that department, in that pediatric hospital, there's food insecurity. We're having a hard time getting clean water and food to our patients in that department, not only the chemotherapy drugs.